Hello dorks of YouTube! Welcome back to another video where today I'll have a few exciting things. So earlier this morning? Early afternoon? I don't know. Earlier today, I was at the Beat the Heat swap meet down in Prescott Valley over at Embry-Riddle. They used their campus for this swap meet, and I decided, hey, I'm going to spend way too much money on stuff I probably don't need. I came there looking for Santa Fe Steam and ON30 equipment. I bought two things of ON3 equipment. They will be future on the channel. They need work. They need new wheels and everything to fit on HO track. It's like by that much. I did find Santa Fe Steam. We will take care of that later. It is all horn hook couplers. So it needs work and probably a lot of love, but it's not bad equipment. So I think, but it was cheap. Some of this they were asking for $2. Some of this they were asking for, I think, 5 or 10 a piece, and I got it for like 5 a piece. So yeah, no, I got some really good deals. And then I know the steam locomotive runs. It's rough, but it runs. So I'm taking that as a win. And I have a more caboose. I have caboose addictions. Every time I said, all right, I'm not going to buy anything. And then I buy a caboose. And then I need cars for that caboose. Yeah. Some of these are kits that need to be built. I'll be building those in future videos, but I'm going to be showing them off today. But almost everything needs horn hook couplers. Or needs knuckle couplers, because they have horn hook couplers. We're going to just give them knuckle couplers today, off camera, and then I'll be going over everything. So, hi. So, I am back. These are my hands. Woo. I did find out there's 2 kits in here that are DNRGW passenger cars. I built one of them off camera just so I could figure out how to do it, and I think it's okay if we should build the second one on camera. So, yeah, I know, it doesn't look like much. A little while later, I did end up finding a few things. So I found this and this. It's just 2 little bendable rods that I thought would be okay to use for a replacement railing, as well as a replacement for the handbrake stand. And I also found an extra handbrake wheel. Doesn't exactly match, but I think it'll be a-okay. I found a few couplers that I think I'm just going to replace because I don't like the horn hooks at all. I do seem to have all the screws, which is good. So I could not, however, find any replacement other than this short strand. I could not find any string for the frame. So I might replace that with wire. I might have to look for more string, or we'll just leave it be. Not entirely sure. It's just going to be something, putting this with what I have together now. So I'm going to do the coupler boxes. If it should fit. Yeah. So box goes in. Then the coupler. Make sure if you're using your frame like this where you're building it upside down, that the air brake hose is also upside down. And then I'm going to do rivets up, which will be rivets down later. So screw head goes there. And then that goes right in there, and I screw it in. And then this is the, after this, we would take these, put them here, and do the whole string thing, but we don't have string. So I think I'm just gonna put these in and leave them without string for now. And I will figure something out in a second. And now that's in there, we're gonna get our Mr. Cement Deluxe, and we just brush it on. Make sure that goes back on tight. Make sure that those are all aligned properly before they start setting. Make sure they're all in. And then we move on. So now we've got the air brake. Just a little dop. I'm going to use tweezers for this one just so my fingers don't end up in any of the glue. Doesn't really matter which side that this is facing. And then bada bing bada boom. That's pretty much the underside of the card done. We are going to do these, but we're not going to do these until we figure out a solution for this. And I do have string. And this is the string that came in the other kit. This is all the leftovers. However, I don't think I'm gonna get more than one, maybe two. And that's if I don't follow the instructions. I glue one end, sleeve it through, glue the other end, and then do again. And that's not if I pass through to the other side and then snake it over. So, not entirely.
Not now, Dad. I got a whole day of goofing off to get started.
Okay, first of all, I don't sound like that. What is this character? And second, what is that thing you're doing with my shoulders? Yeah, okay, that's a truly flattering impersonation.
I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I might get more of this wire and put that through there, do kind of like a half and half. I'm just gonna do this for now and play it by ear. So now that that's done, I'm just gonna put the screws in here temporarily. I'm not gonna screw anything down because you can't, because this has the actual screws. And I'm going to, we got a Kato coupler gauge, and we're just gonna check coupler heights. I don't have anything to put in here. Nothing to go in here, no lights or anything. So I think I'm going to start working on manufacturing my own copy of these handrails. And it's going to be very difficult, but I would like handrails. So, we're just going to use these because simple and they were right next to me. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not too bad. And then we are just going to doesn't look horrible. So that's pretty secure, but we're gonna glue anyway. But let's put in the other handrails just to see how they look. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. And I'm very lucky actually, that only one of them was missing and not all four or like 2 of them or something. So now that's in there. We're not going to glue it yet because the holes for the brake stands are also very close to those. And these are pretty self-explanatory. This one, however, doesn't have a hole, so I'm going to need to find a different, doesn't have a hole for the rod like this one does. Come on. So I'm just gonna have to find a different one. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did not find a brake wheel that has a hole in it. So I found this track spike. And it's not gonna go through. So plastic is meltable. So I decided we're just gonna do this. Okay, well that didn't work. There goes our brake disc. Yeah, that was a bad idea. I have another brake wheel. This one looks more like the other one. I mean, bigger, but it's fine. It's fine. So, instead of resorting to fire, which was a horrible idea because it turned into this, instead we are resorting to glue. Not a horrible idea, actually. We're resorting to a soldering iron. But I figured out a way to mount everything in properly. I did some custom brake wheel stands and everything, and I just kind of bent them in place and glued them, and I think they'll look okay for what we're going for. When it comes to the strings and stuff for under here, I think I'm going to glue and do what I can with this, and then once that's out, I'm going to swap to this. And I know that half string, half metal isn't going to be the best, but honestly, I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to do string on the inside, metal on the outside, and I think it'll look okay.
3 hours later.
I'm back. I've got ropes in the middle that have been set up and glued. I'm just gonna do one quick small little layer on top of these at the brackets, or the queen's posts, sorry, so that those are all nice and secure. And then after that, we've got the toolboxes, and then we just put everything together, and that should be it. Those will dry for a little bit, and then we've got the railings and everything already in. After that, we just start assembling. We've got a finished DNR GW passenger car. I think it looks pretty good. I don't really model much of DNR GW, but I am a big fan of narrow gauge, and I think this will go great with the ES&D stuff. So, I'll start with stuff I didn't pay for. Yes, I did get stuff for free. Mainly from Mark, as well as something from my Uncle Kevin. So if you're watching this, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. So, first thing is a caboose from Uncle Kevin. It is a Northlands caboose. And just from what the caboose says, home of the Great American Railway, Doll Museum, and Art Gallery, Flemington, New Jersey. I haven't heard of this place before. I've seen videos and photos of it. Well, I've heard of it, I just haven't seen it. And I mean, it looks just super cool. I have a Northern Arizona Historical Society, or no, just Arizona Historical Society boxcar that I got in Phoenix. I think Uncle Kevin also bought that one for me. And no, this is just such a great gift. It's amazing looking caboose. It's got knuckle couplers, springs, and everything. And I mean, it just looks like a great piece of equipment. I'm excited to start using it. Okay, hang on to that box. And we're gonna put that right there. All right. And then also, this is something that Mark gave me. So he was also selling some things there at the train show at our club's table. And he had a few lower market items, mainly small individual freight cars. Like this, Libby's Famous Foods Hydro Frame, I think refrigerator car, 50s, 60s, maybe 70s. I mean, I was initially thinking more like 80s, 90s, but I've been looking at it more and looking more into it, and it's definitely a little older than what I was thinking. So I could be wrong on that, but it is another amazing piece of equipment. I think it's 85, maybe 100-foot boxcar, so a little bigger than what I run, but I think it'll be a great thing to have running on the layout. And then the other thing that Mark gave me, which was a kit that I built, which was a lot like the DNRGW passenger cars that I built, was this Miller's High Life refrigerator car, or icebox car. These don't open, which it's kind of makes sense. It's a kit, so I wouldn't be wanting to work on all the little hinges too. So these are just glued on. But I mean, the details on this are amazing. It's got actual string bottoms and everything for structure. It's got a metal bottom, or a metal frame, so you don't have to worry about anything or any extra weight. The issue is if I make this metal wheels, they could short out, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. They make contact with the coupler box, but only one at a time, and one of the wheels are going to be isolated 24/7, so I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. And if it is, I could probably take care of that. Maybe I'll figure out something where it's plastic frames, metal wheels, or something like that. Whether or not that'll work, I'm not sure, but it's got really great couplers and everything that I put on there, and yeah, it's just a great looking box car. I'm excited to have it in my 50s freight collection. And from here on out, it's things that I bought. I did get amazing discounts on so much of this. I mean, just people are so nice, especially at train shows, and when you're young and you're still somewhat new to the hobby. I mean, everybody's just so nice, just like, you want this? $5 less if you buy it with this. Sweet. Because I mean, they're not going to want to trek it home. The reason it's there is because they're either trying to make money on it or they're trying to get rid of it. So part of that means, well, maybe it's not as good of quality, but part of that also means, okay, they just want money out of it. I mean, Mark's stuff, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. I wish I had money to buy it from him. But I mean, he had scale trains and stuff out there, and if I can, I will drop down something in one of my future videos. Not this video, but I'll leave a little link for if you're interested in buying any of the stuff that he might still have. Leave that in there. Maybe I'll get a video on it and you can take a look at it if you want. If he's okay with that, if I have time for that, it's a big if, but you never know. So I think I'm gonna start with the most expensive non-locomotive items, which would be, it would be the two DNRGW kit passenger cars. Yes, there is two. This is the one we just built on camera. It's got the metal on the bottom, and this is the one I built off camera. It had all of the pieces on with it. I didn't have to manufacture everything. It's supposed to have string everywhere, and this one has string and metal. I think they both look absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the coupler heights and everything. I mean, if you got the right tools, you can get it to go really well. The roofs are a little scratched up, but I can always take care of that. We do have the boxes and instructions and everything for it, which was very, very helpful. The issue is we were missing one handrail. We didn't have the string, and we were missing both of the handbrake shafts, as well as we only had one of the handbrake wheels that ended up getting a little damaged because I'm not the best at doing stuff. But no, I mean, after a little bit of time drying, I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, I think they're going to be really cool to run with my ES&D stuff, because even though they're not ES&D, ES&D goes hand in hand with DNRGW. You know, the whole heist thing and Rio Grande, and yeah, you get the whole thing. On the theme of older equipment, I did also get my hands on, let's do this little outlier first. It is a Pennsy 1890s, 1900s, very old style Pennsy baggage and passenger car. This was made by Mantua Tyco. I didn't build this, it was in a kit. I bought it for I think $5 or so, and I bought it with this V&T Virginian Truckee, not Mantua Tyco baggage car, which has some strange issues. This pin was replaced with a screw on this side, and it's not the most tight. I'm gonna see if I could actually tighten that up real quick if I find a screwdriver. Okay, seemingly no, but I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. If I really want to, I could replace that or shave it down a little bit, but I think it'll be great. They're plastic wheels. I mean, everything here is plastic wheels except for the locomotive and I think one of the caboose. But I think it's an amazing addition to probably also my ES&D collection. I'm not a fan of V&T or Pennsy. I mean, I like Pennsy. It's just I don't model Pennsy because I'm out west and I don't like random strange Eastern things. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna re-letter these to ES&D, because ES&D, a little bit more ES&D freight or baggage stuff would be great. Technically this is baggage, but there's gonna be freight, because with those, I bought these three V&T cars for $2 a piece, I think. We've got, well, these two are V&T. Here, we're gonna put those out of the way for now. We'll get to those. But here we've got a Missouri Pacific. I haven't heard of this railroad. I'm thinking it's probably something older. But here we've got a, seems to be a poacher model. I am not familiar with them, but it took me quite a lot of work to give this thing knuckle couplers, as all of the heights on the floor and everything was different than what the coupler boxes needed, and it wouldn't be level, so I pretty much filed everything out under there, under the coupler box, and I mean, I've probably lowered a good 3 or 4 centimeters, but these trucks run very freely when on the track. When upside down, not as much, because, well, they've got the supports there, and I should probably do another round of glue on them because they're rubber, they're somewhat stretchy, and they are coming off. But I mean, this is made almost identical to the two V&T freight cars we're gonna get to. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all built by the same company, but I did frame mounted couplers because I've been told that they're better, and I think that they will be better. So these have gotten a pretty good upgrade. I hope it goes okay. This coupler is a little tight, but it's pretty much almost entirely held up by glue, but with use and with me fiddling around with this for like an hour, it'll be fine. I'm not too worried. I think it'll just be a-okay. but it's got working doors and everything. I think this will be a great addition to my collection. It'll definitely look a little more era specific for my fictional ES&D stuff than my big box car I have somewhere in here, which is more 50s or 90s. I'm not entirely sure. Speaking of more V&T stuff, here we have a very old, I think early tank car design, which is just 2 tanks on a flat car for Virginia and Truckee. And this is another one I got for $2. It's another Poacher Italy model. I had to do the same thing that I did with the box car, where this glue hardened up inside the box too. I was hoping it wouldn't have gotten in there, but well, some things are just unpreventable because I had to use glue and able to get that in there because I couldn't put in my own self-tapping screw in that amount of space, because this whole bottom frame stuff comes out and this is just a shell that pops in and out. So I could swap this shell with that shell, but still, either way, I needed to use glue. I couldn't use anything else. So probably should have been more careful, but again, with time and me doing this for a while, it'll be fine. But yeah, it's another one I got for $2. Older tank car-ish design, plastic wheels, plastic frame, or plastic cover on it. But I think it'll be another fun little thing to make ES&D just for the heck of it. Probably not something that'll go to a club. It'll probably just stay here, but I think it'll look great on my layout. The V&T theme continues. Here I have a V&T gondola car, which I was actually quite surprised because I thought V&T did hopper cars and not gondolas, but I was probably wrong. This is another one of the same company, another Poacher, but it's a gondola. I'm hoping I can put a load in this, and same thing with this. I'm going to do water features on a future new layout. Not going to be for a while, and I'm hoping I could do resin water or something in here, maybe put some lids on it. But and then this is just going to be coal or something like that. But I think it's also going to be a great addition for my ES&D stuff, because this is all going to be, I have decals. I could probably do the rest of this older equipment other than the D and RGW. I don't want to touch those, and make them all ES&D. So I think they'll look okay. All right, and then the addiction to Caboose continue. This is a surprisingly fancy Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, my favorite big railroad, and it is a very nice Athearn caboose. I mean, I bought it in the condition it is. It didn't take any work. It is going to need metal wheels, but I mean, the couplers are painted and weathered, so I mean, it just looks amazing. It's got the darkened tinted windows, 065. It's got fog up in the glass and whatnot, and it's not lighted, but I think this would be a great one to have with lights in it, but I'm not going to worry about that. I think it just looks phenomenal as it is. It's got air brake details and stuff. I mean, initially it's not the best model, but I think somebody put a lot of work, and the shell and everything definitely didn't come with this frame. But I think the rivets, I mean, it's such a tactilely impressive model, and I'm very happy. I think it's going to go great with some of my other stuff, so I'm very happy with it. It'll probably go to the club at some point once I get more metal wheels, because we are literally out. So I think it'll be a great addition. Again, the addiction to Caboose continue. The whole thing that ended up going down is I would get whatever train cars I need, and I'd be like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to buy anymore. And then I'd buy like a new caboose, and I'm like, well, I need matching train cars to the caboose, and it just went from there. And it's not Santa Fe, it's not matching, but I needed this for this. I didn't need it for this, but these will be explained. All of the Rio Grande and future ES&D stuff will be explained. This next item, the Santa Fe caboose, is explained for our last item. Here is our technically our last rolling stock item, and it is another amazing model. It did take me a little bit of work I did earlier. Some of the pieces are either fallen out or broken, But, I mean, it is just an amazing looking Rio Grande caboose. I mean, I think this is going to go great behind my ES&D train. A little out of date, but come on. It's a yellow and silver Rio Grande caboose. Like, how can you not use this? I mean, it's just amazing. 1507, I don't know if it still exists, if it's in preservation. Almost identical to the frame on this caboose. Very similar. Missing a few details, but that's fixable. Man, where to start? It's a great looking caboose. There's nothing in the windows, but I could probably fix that if I really wanted to, and brakes on both sides. I mean, the paint scheme on it and everything, it's just so clear, and it's got this nice matte finish with the instead of the rivets with the welds and everything, and you can just feel all the details. None of this is die cast, but it looks so much like a painted brass model. It messes with me, and I absolutely love it. The gray trucks I'm not a huge fan of, but it's the Grand. It's what they did with their caboose. I think it's gonna be great with any of my ES&D or future Rio Grande equipment. And finally, other than the 0-3 stuff that I'm not going to do yet, because they're big kits that I got to figure out how to build, and I'm not going to build them on camera because I need to focus on them. We have probably one of the best things I've found at a swap meet. A Atchison Topeka Santa Fe 2882 with a almost entirely custom wooden painted custom decaled with coal lettered vanity tender. Granted, I'm pretty sure the Santa Fe didn't run coal for their 2882s, but I don't mind. I think it just looks phenomenal. I mean, if it's really gonna bother me, I could put this behind the dead 2882 that I've been putting on a little work train, and I could have this on that, because this is something I want to run, whether on a locomotive or on a train, whether on a locomotive or on a dead train, just because it is someone custom built this entirely and put so much work into it, and it just looks amazing. The 8740, I don't think that's a real locomotive. I could be wrong, but either way, it's just something seems to be rattling inside there. I don't think it's an issue. The headlight seems to have maybe worked at some point in the past. It does pick up power for the locomotive, and the wheels are surprisingly clean. Everything does run. It's a bit rough, but it does run. Actually, just here while I'm sitting here, these trucks are a little tight, so I'm just going to do a quick little, not even quarter, eighth of a turn. Okay, maybe I'll do a quarter of a turn. Yeah, there we go. Everything in here was just put in by hand, and it looks phenomenal. With it being a wooden tender, it's got great weight to it, somewhat sturdy. I mean, it's got the gemmed marker lights on the back. The headlight, the rear light might work. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to. I haven't opened this up yet. I'm honestly kind of scared too, because I don't want to damage it at all. I mean, the frame literally wraps into the body. So I think, in all honesty, I don't know if you're able to open it, and I don't think I need to. It looks phenomenal the way it is. It is so beautiful. And then paired with this custom painted for the smoke box and everything, definitely needs some work. I think it's missing some details here, because there's holes in the boiler or in the smoke box, but it's got air compressor. I mean, everything. Someone put so much work into this locomotive, and I absolutely love it. It's missing a front coupler, but that's always fixable. That's always something I can do. And I have a locomotive identical to this one, but its motor ended up dying, and this has got a brand new custom motor in it in the cab, and it's an older Rivarossi model that someone decided to make their own, and it's got a custom either casted or redone pistons and proper valve gear, and it just looks amazing. And I got it for a bargain. It was the price he was asking for, but the price he was asking for was like pretty much dirt cheap. I got this entirely for $50. It ran straight out of his hand, straight off his table. We got a test track there, and I mean, it zipped right to life. It's dirty. It's definitely dirty. The wheels actually are pretty clean, but I think inside wiring are dirty. The wiring or the commutator might be a little dirty. I can fix that easily. But I mean, it also definitely needs some oil, but it is an amazing locomotive and piece of equipment, and I am so glad I have it paired with this custom ATSF caboose. And I think it is DC. I don't usually buy anything DCC from a spot meet just because then I have to go through and delete all of their custom settings, and I have to figure out, okay, what did they have, what didn't they have after the test run, and figure out what I like, and I personally don't like that. Also, the only system I have for programming is Digitrax. I'm trying to lean away from Digitrax for any later locomotives I have. So this is going to stay DC for now, but one day it's going to run at the club, and I am very excited for that day. But it looks phenomenal. It looks very B&O-ish, but it's Santa Fe, and it's custom painted and custom decaled and everything. I just think it looks amazing, and I think we should run some trains behind it. What to run behind it? I'm probably just going to run the whole train, so let's do that.